Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Woodbridge, the best town around. My name is John McCormick. I'm the mayor of this town. I want to welcome everybody here to our combined Memorial Day service. We thought it would be best today to gather with one service rather than have a bunch of different ones, and it gives us a chance to celebrate together. At this point, I'm calling for the presentation of the flag detail by our Woodbridge Young Marines.
Attack! Halt! Chase! Post! Present arms! Right. Face. Forward. March. Left, right, left. 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 Left, right, left. 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 Left, right, come right. Left, right, left. 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 Straight. March.
Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you very much. First, a quick thank you to our Young Marines. That's a group that was put together, I guess, a year or two ago. John Aberhart runs it, MJ Kress, Gary White, all kinds of other people assisting it. And they just did an incredibly good performance here with their group. So let's hear a round of applause for our Woodbridge Young Marines. I'd like to quickly introduce the dais. All the way to my right is Councilman-at-Large Kyle Anderson, followed by 3rd Ward Councilman Corey Spiller, 1st Ward Councilwoman Nancy Drum, My far left is Councilman Howie Bauer, 2nd Ward, 5th Ward Councilwoman Debbie Meehan, Councilman at Large Brian Small, and Vice President, Councilwoman at Large and Council President Lisbeth DeJesus. And we also have from our state, our Assemblyman Craig Coughlin, and our Senator Joe Vitale. I would now like to introduce the members of the Woodbridge Township Veterans Alliance, and anybody behind me, please just give a wave when I call your name. Woodbridge Township Veterans Alliance Coordinator John Eberhardt. Post 87, American Legion, Commander Mike Jonatowski and Ray Dellerman. American Legion Post 248, Commander 1 Carlos Arancibia. American Legion T-Nulty Post 471, Commander Ray Orris and Gene Bernhardt. VFW Memorial Post 1352 in Hope Lawn, Commander William J. Wisk. VFW Memorial Post 4410 in Woodbridge, Commander Al Jankowski. VFW Memorial Post 6061 Colonia, Commander Bill Curia. VFW Memorial Post 7164 Avenel, Commander Tom Kraus. VFW Memorial Post 2636 Island, Commander Vinnie Lupiano. Kevin Reinhardt Marine Corps League and Montford Point Marines, Commander Gary T. White. Disabled American Veterans Post 56, Commander John McIntosh and George Schnepf. United States Coast Guard Auxiliary Flotilla 0404 Station Seawarren, Commander Mike Rebeck and George Riley. VFW District 8 Commander Gerald Malone. And of course, Paul DeLeo, the official bagpiper of Woodbridge Township, for his military songs. Thank you all for being here. I'd now like to call up our Assemblyman from the 19th District, covering Woodbridge, Sayreville, South Amboy, Perth Amboy, and Carteret, the current Speaker of the General Assembly, Craig Coughlin.
Thank you, Mayor, and good morning, everyone. It's a privilege to be with you all today, and I want to bring the regards of my colleague, Yvonne Lopez, the Assemblywoman from the 19th District. She's in Perth Amboy right now with their memorial ceremony. So it's a privilege to be with all of you this morning as we come together to remember the brave men and women who made the ultimate sacrifice, and to remember all of our veterans for their commitment and service to the country, for putting themselves behind their own personal needs behind them, and putting the needs of the nation first. It's also a time for us to celebrate that spirit, the spirit of ordinary Americans who do what is right and best for the country and for the nation and for the world. And we're seeing that now in ordinary people who go to work in grocery stores, and of course our first responders and healthcare workers who each day go off and fight this insidious pandemic that challenges the world. So it's appropriate that we come together today and celebrate their thoughts and their commitment, and to share a reflective time on all that they do for us. We are better because of them, as a city or as a town, as a nation, and as a world. So thank you all for your service. Those of you who are in service now, thank you to our first responders, and thank you all for being here. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Assemblyman. I'd now like to call up our State Senator, Joe Vitale.
Thank you, Mayor, and to the Council and to the Veterans Alliance for organizing this important event today. It's always one of the best days of the year, and a privilege, really a privilege, to be around and be in the company with so many brave men and women who have served our country, but to acknowledge those who gave their lives for our country, for our freedom. And as the Speaker mentioned, you know, we are all at some level sacrificing something these days because of the pandemic. Certainly no more than our first responders and our essential personnel. But we all know that that kind of sacrifice pales in comparison to the sacrifices that all of our soldiers, all of our men and women in service to our country gave when they laid down their lives in defense of our flag, in defense of our country. And so I'm just always honored to be here, to be among these men and women who are such great patriots, great citizens, and great members of this community. Thank you all, Mayor.
Thank you, Senator. So way back in 2006, one of the first things we did when we got here was to restart the Veterans Alliance, and the man we turned to do that at the time was running our recreation department. Just, I guess, literally days ago, we had the idea to do this combined ceremony, and John Eberhardt took the bull by the horns and did a phenomenal job putting this together. And John, if I could please call you up to accept the proclamation on behalf of all of our veterans organizations. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mayor.
I also want to thank John Haggerty and Megan Cushba from the mayor's office, who did a great job putting this together. They don't get a proclamation because they were too busy making them up. But thank you, Megan. Thank you, John. I'd now like to call up Gene Bernhardt from American Legion T Post 471 for the reading of In Flanders Field.
In Flanders Fields by John McCrae. In Flanders Fields, the poppies blow between the crosses row on row that mark our place. And in the sky, the larks, still bravely singing, fly scarce heard amid the guns below. We are the dead. Short days ago we lived, felt dawn, saw sunset glow, loved and were loved, and now we lie in Flanders Fields. Take up our quarrel with the foe. To you, from failing hands, we throw the torch. Be yours to hold it high. If ye break faith with us who die, we shall not sleep, though poppies grow in Flanders Fields.
Thank you, Paul. Let's hear it for Paul DeLeo. I'd like to thank all our police, fire, and first aid officials who are out here today, especially the Woodbridge Fire Department, for taking the time out to bring the truck down with giant flag. That's an awesome touch. Thank you very much. And now it would be my great privilege if Stu Brandow, World War II veteran who will be 96 years old on Wednesday. Stu, would you please join me in placing the wreath at the memorial? Ladies and gentlemen, thank you all for coming out and helping us celebrate Memorial Day. And please, as you celebrate your own personal events later today, never forget the people who died protecting our freedom. Thank you very much.